Hey guys, it's Peter Chen recording another video. I'm going to be playing some 200 Zoom today. I actually recorded a video playing 500 Fast Forward on Party, which is Party's version of Fast Fold games, but the video kind of bugged out. So I'm recording another one now. I actually played some interesting hands in that one. I got into a flop 4-bet spot. I'm going to 4-bet this King 10. On table 2, I'm going to call the big blind with 3-2 suited. I'm going to defend this ace-4 as well to the min raise. I'm going to bet with the trips on table 1. On table 2, I check back the flop. I could bet this hand, I think. I think I can bet it again or check on the turn. I'm going to check this time. And once we make it to the river with 3 high, I'm always going to be betting. Actually, now that I think about it more, I might not have to always bet. I have the same hand strength as any other hand that plays the board. So I should think about my blockers a little more. On table 1, I opened and I'm going to be betting small. I could check this hand as well. On table 2, I'm going to be 3-betting this King 10. On table 1, this is really close as well. It's 2 regs in the hand with me, so I'm going to fold. Table 1, opening the button with ace-7. On table 2, I'm going to be continuing with this hand for a small size. On table 1, opening hijack with king 10. On table 2, I think I get to bet this turn a lot for a small size, so I'm going to do that. And table 1, I could either check or bet, I think. Mostly checking. I face this huge bet. And I think I want to raise. I don't want to raise big, so I'm just going to min raise. The min raise was more than a quarter of the pot, which was what I would have clicked against a smaller raise. I think I can continue on the turn as well. And I want to be continuing for a small size. Especially on the turn, which completes a lot of draws. And I pretty much have bottom of range. So I'm going to bet. On table 1, I'm going to open 6-5 suited, and I think the king 4 on table 2 was pretty close to doing something. I'm not playing with the HUD because I don't want to give the stats of players away while I'm making a video. But if I saw that that guy was limping a lot, I would call with the king 4. On table 2, I get called by the small blind. I bet the flop, got called again. I think I'm betting the turn again, always with this hand and for a small sizing. And I think I can go for a big bet on the river. On table 2, opening the cutoff with ace-4. And on table 1, I'm going to 3-bet small blind versus button with jack-9 suited. Table 2, opening hijack with ace-3 suited. On table one, I think this hand is mostly a check. It gets to bet sometimes. But with the no draw type hands, I think I can check and give up. On table one, opening the button with ace-6 off, and on table two, I'm going to 3-bet big blind against hijack with ace-jack suited. I flop top two. I haven't really studied this spot with the big blind 3-bet. I recently ran some sims and I haven't looked at them yet. But my guess is that I get a lot of checking on this flop. On the turn, I'm going to bet. Table one, I opened the small blind with king jack. On this flop, I could either check or bet. I'm going to bet this time. And I might have to call this raise, but I'm not really sure. I think it's a fold. But I wouldn't be surprised if my hand was strong enough to call. On table one, I'm going to be calling. And folding the flop. On table two, I opened the small blind. I could check sometimes on this flop, I think. My hand's going to check a little bit more than the average hand. But I decided to bet this time. I turned top pair. I think this is a turn where I'm just checking a lot. So I'm going to check and call if he bets. On the river now, I have a pretty clear bet. I think I'm just going to go for a small size. I think it makes more sense to split up my range into betting like half pot with this type of hand and then over betting with two pairs, which I should have a bunch of two pairs and flushes. On table one, I open the small blind and I get a flop where I'm going to be betting a lot. Table two, opening the cutoff with king queen off. I get 3-bet very small. I'm going to call it. Not very small, but smaller than usual. He has a short stack. And I'm going to fold to the bet on the flop. On table one, opening king queen. from the small blind. I think I get to bet a high frequency on this flop. If I was going to check any hand, it would be this one. And I think I have to call this min raise. I'm not sure if I'm just supposed to 3-bet with my defending range or I get to call. On table 2, opening the cutoff with ace-9. On table 1, opening the cutoff with jack-9 suited. I get called by the big blind. I'm going to bet small on this flop. On table 2, I defended the big blind. I went check on the flop. I think I can bet either big or small. I feel like this hand is strong enough for a big bet, but it's still mostly betting small. It's just like one of the hands that's in the middle. And I think I'm betting small again on the river. On table 2, opening the button with king 10. Both of the guys I'm opening into are short stacked. On this flop, I think I'm mostly checking with my hand. I could bet it sometimes. And folding to the turn bet. On table 2, opening the small blind with jack 10 suited. And on table 1, opening with ace 2 off. Folding to the 3-bet. Table 1, opening hijack with ace queen off. And table 2, calling blind wrist blind with ace 2. Actually, I can 3-bet this hand sometimes. I will do that. On table 1, I opened the button with king 4, got 3-bet. I'm going to fold it this time. Table 1, opening small blind with kings. And I get 3-bet. I'm going to 4-bet. On table 1, opening hijack with queen 9 suited. On table 2, if it folds around to me, I'm going to be calling this. Folding after the 3-bet, obviously. I think against the min raise, this is pretty close. On table 2, I'm going to open the button with king 8 off. On table 1, opening under the gun with 10-9 suited. I get called by 3 players. I think I'm always checking on this flop. Checking my whole range. And my hand's nowhere strong enough to be able to bet on the turn, I think. I think I can call this. I don't want to be calling a lot three-way, mostly raising or folding, but I just have a hand that's really good to call. On table 1, I'm going to be calling the big blind with 8-5. And folding to this bet with my 8 high. And on table 2, I'm going to call the big blind 3-way with king jack. Opening the button with king 4 on table 1. With the king jack, I got a board that's pretty good for me, but my hand is not very good. On table 1, I think I can check quite a bit on this flop, and my hand is really good to check. Having king high and no suits on the board. I think I am supposed to call this on table 1. I'm not really sure. I am in a spot where I'm not really sure, again, about all 3 options. I think I'm going to put in a raise. The raise is the option I'm most sure about. And I get a very good card for me for both my hand and my range because I think I should have a lot of 6x. So I bet small and I get raised small. I'm pretty unsure about this again. So he has a bunch of bluffs, which I don't think are calling if I raise, but also if I just call, I think it's good to raise and get all the money from a jack. And I might get called by something like Queen 10 or 10-8 if he's a weaker player, which is generally my read on people who are short stacked and I don't have marked. On table 1, opening ace king, I get called by the big blind. I want to be mostly betting and checking sometimes. I'm going to check this time. And I can call this bet on the turn. On table 2, opening ace queen. Now I can bet this river. I don't think I have a lot of diamonds, and I also don't think he has a lot of diamonds. So I'm going to go for a big-ish bet and hope to get called by a queen. On table 1, opening the hijack with 4s. And table 1, opening hijack with 5s. I flop a set, and I think I'm always betting with the set. table 2, calling the big blind against small blind with a6. I could 3-bet it sometimes. And I think I can call again on the flop. And folding the turn. On table 1, opening jacks from the small blind. I think I can mix betting and checking here. If I do bet, I want to bet small with my hand, I think. I'm going to check this time. Table 2, 3-betting button against cutoff with jacks. On table 1, I think on this turn I'm mostly checking, especially with my hand. And checking again on the river. I think my hand does get called by worse hands, but not by enough of them. On table 2, I opened the button and got called by the small blind. I think I don't want to be betting very often, and especially when I have king high. Same thing on the turn. And same on the river, I still have a very middle strength hand. So on table 1, the button limps. I'm going to limp the small blind as well. And we face a pot-sized bet, and I'm going to fold my 6 high. On table 1, opening the cutoff with ace-jack suited. And I can either check or bet this. I'm going to bet this time. I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week.